One of the biggest imperatives for the incoming Trump administration will be to restore justice in our country. Boy, it's gone astray, hasn't it? We've had a Department of Injustice under Joe Biden. What have they done? Well, they've gone after people like Donald Trump. They've gone after Trump associates. Donald Trump was put through hell. He had his house raided. And of course, he was prosecuted all over the country. New York, Georgia, D.C., coordination with the Biden administration. There was obviously an effort to try to stop his presidency. It didn't work. So now he's got the opportunity through Bondi to reshape this Department of Justice and make sure that it doesn't target certain individuals based on ideology. What they also need to do is totally revamp the FBI under Kash Patel. What has Christopher Wray been doing? Well, let's see. He's been going after Catholics. He's been going after parents, going after those who complain at school board meeting, going after white guys, because he said white supremacy was the biggest threat in America, going after people that are MAGA supporters, and especially going after, of course, the January 6th protesters. For the Biden Justice Department, January 6th protesters were the biggest threat out there. So what did they do? They'd bust into their homes at 2 a.m. and throw them into a jail cell, take away their rights. You had people in jail for years without due process, without a trial. And that's not America. That is an injustice that you see in banana republics. You don't see that in a constitutional republic like America, but that's what you had under Joe Biden. Judges went along with it. It's impossible for anybody that was involved in January 6th to receive justice in a Washington, D.C. courtroom with a Washington, D.C. Jury. Impossible. In Washington, D.C., the Democrats win presidential races by the margin of 96 to 4%. So a Republican has got no shot, which is why they wanted to push everything into D.C. So thankfully now it's a new day. It's a new day for justice. It's a new day for the United States of America. And maybe the Department of Justice can start looking at things like ISIS once again. Of course, in New Orleans, you had an ISIS terrorist, someone that was radicalized by ISIS, someone that had served in our military, had been planning an attack on Bourbon Street for months, went down to Bourbon Street not once but twice, bought sophisticated equipment, learned how to make bombs, planted bombs all over the French Quarter. They didn't know anything about the guy. And then, of course, he evades the minimal security procedures and kills 14 innocent people and injures scores of others. The FBI, Department of Justice, should have been focused on that guy. He was affiliated with ISIS. In fact, he had an ISIS flag on the back of his truck. When the FBI director had his representative address the media in New Orleans, she said it wasn't a terror attack. And of course, she was wrong. Turned out to be definitely a terror attack with a guy that had been radicalized by ISIS. And the FBI, Department of Justice, didn't know anything about it because they were too focused on going after MAGA supporters, January 6 protesters, and people that weren't real threats to the United States of America. Let's get back to focusing on real threats to our country. Let's stop targeting people because of politics here in America. And maybe once again, we can have a Department of Justice and an FBI that has credibility and that all Americans can be proud of once again. I'm Jeff Crouere. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow and subscribe to get more information. Go to crouere.net. You can learn everything about the shows and all our upcoming activities. Thank you so much for watching The Jeff Crouere Show.
In my Louisiana, every meal is a celebration. Ours is fast!
With real-life swamp creatures!
In my Louisiana, music is a way of life.
What will your Louisiana be?
We can shop factory direct at a family-owned, made-in-America manufacturer. Family-owned companies put their customers first, not Wall Street investors. Let's together cut off their cash flow. We can choose to help regular people by shopping with family-owned businesses and buying products made in America. Call 718-869-9020 or visit switch2usa.com. Switch to USA.com.
Mocked for not trusting school narrative on things like racism and globalism? Get empowered with 3 short reads. Opportunities and Choices navigates diversity, racism, and transgender. Sellout proves how globalism, communism, and Islamism are undermining democracy. College Bound? First read Old Men Shouldn't Go to College. Should anyone? To learn to question critically. Find all 3 at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and author Rob Taft's website, empoweringwithtaft.com.